You're here for the cranial nerve exam, right? Awesome. Before we begin, can you just give me some of your basic information so I can confirm the information that we already have in our database? Awesome. Okay. So, what is your full legal name? And what is your date of birth? And what is your current address of residence? Cool. All right. We're good to go. And have you ever had a cranial nerve exam before? So this is your first time. All right. Okay, so I'll just explain a little bit about what a cranial nerve exam is. Pretty much it's a test to see if your cranial nerves are all functioning properly. This includes your sense of smell, the movement of your eyes, sense in your face, and hearing. You could also do like your tongue and things like that. All those things fall under the cranial nerve exam. Today we're going to be testing the sense of smell, your olfactory nerve, the movement of your eyes, the oculomotor nerves, the facial nerve, and the auditory nerve. There's some other ones you can do, but they're not really necessary. So we're just going to stick with those 4 basic ones. And all I'm going to do is subject you to some stimuli and see if your nerves react properly as they should. So I think we should just begin, and we'll start off with the olfactory nerve, your sense of smell. Now before I can begin, I just need you to inhale and exhale out of your nose. I need to make sure that you can breathe properly out of your nostrils, because that's the only way that this test is really going to work. So I'm just going to put my finger right under your nose, and what I need you to do is just breathe in and out. Breathe in and breathe out. Alright, well, your nostrils seem to be working properly, and we can continue with the test. So I have 3 different cups here with different solutions with certain extracts, and these are common smells. Most people know these, so I highly doubt that you're not going to be able to get them. And we'll just start with the first cup, and what I need you to do is just sniff it and tell me what you think the smell is. Got it? Alright, what do you think that is? Correct. It's banana. On to the next one. You good? Alright. What's that one? Yeah, it's lavender. Smells relaxing, right? And then the last one. Okay. What's that one? Yep, definitely rosemary. Alright, well, it looks like you're good to go. Olfactory nerve. So let's move on to your oculomotor nerve. So this is more the movement of your eyes than the vision. The vision is something that your eye doctor would deal with. We're not testing the optic nerve, which is the nerve that's responsible for your actual sense of vision. This is just testing whether or not your eyes move and track things properly, and whether your pupils will dilate and contract properly. So the first test that we're going to do is tracking. So all I need you to do is follow this light Now I'm going to turn off the light so you can see the light a little bit better. But I just need you to keep following the light wherever it goes, and I'm just going to be making sure that your eyes can move and track it properly. So here we go. Now it might be a little bright, so start tracking it now. All right, you did pretty good on that one. So the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to ask you to look straight past my ear and just keep your eyes focused right there, and I'm going to shine the light very briefly into both of your eyes, and I'm just going to test to make sure that your pupils dilate correctly and they contract correctly. And I'm also going to be checking to make sure that your eyes have the same reaction and one's not dilating and while the other one's contracting, because that's a sign of something could be wrong. So yeah, you can just keep your eyes focused at a point behind me so I can look in, and I'm just going to shine it very briefly. Okay. All right. Move on to the other eye. Keep your eyes focused right behind me. All right. Well, your eyes are good to go. There's nothing wrong that I can see. Your pupils dilate and contract like they're supposed to, and both of your eyes have the same reaction, and you have absolutely no issues tracking the light, so you have nothing to worry about in that sense. So the next thing we'll do is check your facial nerve. So before I begin, I just want to check your face for symmetry. So I'm just going to kind of like map out your face a little bit, I guess, so I can see for myself and kind of compare using my fingers. So I'm just going to check your forehead a little bit, and your forehead is supposed to have symmetrical wrinkles, unless of course you have had some form of like a botched Botox, but naturally reoccurring your forehead should have symmetrical wrinkles pretty much. So I'm just checking, and you seem pretty normal, nothing out of the ordinary. So the next thing I'll check is the lines of your mouth that come from your nose. So just kind of check that, make sure they're kind of symmetrical. Yeah, those are pretty symmetrical. And then I'm just going to check your cheeks and your chin. Make sure that they're kind of symmetrical. Yep. Everything checks out okay? Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to ask you to do is I want you to just furrow your eyebrows, so kind of like squinch them like that, like you're angry. And then I want you to close your eyes. And I want you to close them as tight as you can, because I'm going to try to open your eyelids. I'm not going to apply a lot of force. I just barely do it, and I'm going to make sure that your eyelids can keep themselves closed with applied force. So for your eyebrows, and just close your eyes as tight as you can. All right, there we go. good to go. Eyelids didn't move. That's a good sign. So the next thing I'm going to ask you to do is I just want you to smile as naturally as you can. Don't try to cheese. Just like a natural smile. And I'm going to see if the corners of your mouth rise to about the same height on your face, and that you're showing pretty much the same amount of teeth, because that'll just show me that your facial muscles are able to work properly. So just smile like that. Yep. Pretty even. Same amount of teeth. Okay, you're good with that. So the next thing I'm going to ask you to do is to just puff your cheeks out, and I want to make sure that you can like puff them out without having any air escape from your mouth. So puff out your cheeks as far as you can, and just kind of hold it there for a second if you can. All right, thank you. All right, it's all good. Okay, so the next thing that we're gonna do is test for your sensitivity on your face. So what I'm going to use is this toothpick right here. It's wooden, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to apply a little bit of pressure on the tip of the toothpick. Now I'm not going to poke you with it. I'm just going to do it very slowly, and I just want to touch the skin of your face just slightly enough that you should be able to sense it. And when I hit your face, tell me to stop so I know that you felt it, because you're supposed to be able to feel it in various parts of your face. So here we go. And don't worry, I'm not going to poke you. I'm doing your forehead first. So tell me when you feel it. All right. Yep. All right. Further down on your cheeks. Yep. Yep. All right. So now I'm going to do your chin. Yep. Side. Yep. All right. So your face checks out all right. Nothing seems to be wrong. And the last thing we have to do is check your auditory nerves. So the way I'm going to do this is I'm just going to whisper some random words into each one of your ears, and I just want you to repeat back what you hear. Butter. Crayon. Waterfall. Skydiving. Picnic. Basket. Stipple. Trigger. So you did fine. You got everything right. And the last thing that I'm going to check is your sensitivity to sound. So I'm just going to see like how far away I can be and you still hear the sounds of my my thumb and my forefinger in both your ears. I'm going to do each ear separately. So when you can hear the sound of my fingers rubbing together, just I want you to just tell me, okay? Right, here we go. All right, cool. The other side. All right, other side again. Yep. All right. Yep, you're totally good. You passed everything. Flying colors. Like I said before, if you're having trouble with your vision, I would go see your eye doctor. And You seem perfectly fine. You have nothing to worry about. And I hope that this is something that you do regularly, maybe about once a year. It's something to just keep up with. Usually, if you catch something on a cranial nerve exam, it can be an indication of something. And it's good to catch something early like that. So every year, I think you should have a cranial nerve exam. And other than that, free to go. I hope that it was a relaxing experience for you, and you come back in a year to have another one. So see you then.